This is so adorable. The process of getting your podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and all of the other places can get confusing fast. And if you don't set it up right from the beginning, it can really get out of hand. Suddenly, you are paying for multiple subscriptions, you have a million tabs open, you're uploading files in different places, and somehow your simple podcast distribution has turned into a tiny little nightmare. So when Riverside announced their podcast hosting feature, I was excited because it just makes sense. I'm testing their new hosting feature today, so you'll see what the setup process actually looks like. Inside Riverside, you can already record high quality video and audio that they have come.
Oh.
You can edit your content in a way that is not only painless,
That's it.
but actually kind of fun, which is something that I never thought I would say about editing. And now, without leaving Riverside, you can set up your podcast for distribution too. So every time you record an episode, you can choose the file, add it to your podcast, and with a few clicks, send it out to the podcast players. I wanted to test the whole process with a brand new podcast idea I had, and Steven came along for moral support,
There is a reason I'm here other than just looking attractive in the background.
light micromanaging,
That. See that?
and obviously to chismosear what this new feature was all about.
That's really cool.
So I documented everything, including my husband's bad attitude.
Oh my, okay, here we are.
You can follow along so you can start distributing your show too. Thank you, Riverside, for sponsoring this video. Let's get started. For this process, you need two main things. First, you need your podcast assets. That includes your show concept, podcast name, description, cover art, and at least one episode or trailer ready to upload. Second, you need a Riverside account because Riverside is what I am using as the podcast hosting platform in this video, and also to record and edit the trailer episode for the podcast.
So what's going on here? What are we gonna do? You gonna
So-
record your trailer?
So yes, I'm going to record the trailer for Hue and We. You can create a Riverside account for free and you don't need a credit card to get started. Comment Riverside below and I'll share the link with you to sign up, and also a sweet promo code you can use when you're ready to upgrade to a pay plan. Now, when I sat down to do this, I had none of the assets ready. I had an idea for the show I wanted to create. That was pretty much it. I didn't have a name. I didn't have my first episode figured out. I didn't have a description. I didn't have any of the little pieces that you need when you're getting ready to upload and distribute your podcast. So I used our own tool, Podcast Your Way, to help me take the idea from, okay, this could be cool, to, okay, this is a legit show.
This is so cute.
And you can try Podcast Your Way for free too to gather all these assets with me. So this is how it went. I answer a few questions about myself, the show idea, my tone and personality, and what I wanted the show to feel like.
I don't have a name.
Bull honky. No, bull honky should be the name.
From there, it helped me create the name, and one of the name suggestions it generated for me was so freaking cute. I had to take it.
What is this? Hue and We.
Hue.
Oh my God. No.
Hue and We. Like you and me. Hue like
H-U-E?
yeah, the
Like color?
Uh-huh.
Oh, but it's so
Hue
cute.
and We.
Do you already have a name for your show? Share it below. I know that choosing the name for your show is super exciting, so let me know in the comments. And on top of that, it also created a tagline, elevator pitch, podcast description.
See, when somebody's typing and you just interject yourself,
I
then it's gonna, yeah.
Super cute cover art,
I don't know, something more like
more
Colombia.
masculine and feminine.
and a full show kit with everything in one place.
Now you have a show. Show me.
That was huge because when it came to set everything up in Riverside, I wasn't starting from scratch or digging through random notes or trying to remember things. I had the whole show concept ready to go. Podcast Your Way also helped me to think through my recording setup, troubleshoot the equipment,
Okay. What gear do you already have?
and write my trailer script. And the trailer script was better than I expected.
So now you have a trailer to record.
It had the right structure, so I wasn't sitting there wondering, what is a podcast trailer even supposed to sound like, or what am I supposed to say? But it still felt personal to me, and it felt like me. It used my tone and style. I loved it. I loved it so much that when I read it out loud with Steven sitting there, I actually got choked up.
The moments that where you love someone, I'm gonna cry.
Move on to the next section. Shit, that one got you.
Stop it. This is really getting me. Oh my God.
I got teary-eyed. That was the moment where this stopped feeling like a random idea in my head and started feeling like a real show. After that, I had everything I needed to record the trailer to our little podcast, Hue and We, but real life happened and I had to stop everything to pick up my daughter from school.
How good your Spanish teacher is doing.
And at that point, I knew that I wasn't going to give the recording the energy it deserved. So I decided to wait, come back fresh, and record it the next day. And recording the trailer in Riverside was really simple.
I will ridicule you the whole way.
So let's throw record here on Riverside.
Good luck.
Yes.
I'll just sit here and watch you awkwardly.
Okay.
I logged into Riverside, opened the studio, and copied my trailer script into their teleprompter feature, which I loved because I could read the script while still looking at the camera. And listen, I need that.
Ooh, you fancy.
Yes, I'm fancy. So I'm looking directly at the lens.
Directly at the lens.
Yeah, let's do it.
I used to think if we love each other hard enough, the rest would figure itself out. If I am trying to remember what I'm saying, stay emotional, look natural, not panic, and also not look like I'm reading from a hostage note, I need all the help I can get, and you will need all the help too.
Oh,
What are you gonna say now?
nothing. Why? Did you think I was going to say something? I've had my producer.
So should I do it all over again or just
my
the last part?
producer roles and responsibilities stripped away from me because even though you apparently have thick skin, you can't handle a little critique.
The teleprompter made the recording feel so much easier because I wasn't looking down at my notes or trying to memorize anything. I could just focus on saying the words and actually feeling what I was saying.
There is a reason I'm here other than just looking attractive in the background.
Okay.
I'm just here to extract.
The sensitivities nobody gives you a manual for, and you're very sensitive.
What?
I'll show you. And send this to someone who knows what it feels like to navigate between two cultures.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Now you can press stop there in the Riverside, and you've got yourself a cool little trailer. And I would say without wasting any time, you should just hop right into editing it.
Oh, okay, let's do it.
Once I had the recording, I stayed inside Riverside to edit it. That's the part I really appreciated because I didn't have to download the file, open another editing app, move everything around, export it, re-upload it somewhere else, and then figure it out the next step. I could record, edit, and get the trailer ready all in the same place.
Awesome.
So see here has the AI producer, which it gives me some direction as to where to start and what to do.
This is where my husband could bear it no longer and started giving instructions on how I was supposed to do my job. Like, hello, I have used Riverside before. Like, I have made videos about editing on Riverside, but I let him.
So as a good workflow here, what I would suggest, first I would go trim the beginning and the end off. So if you go all the way to the left, you'll get a trim icon.
Here?
All the way to the
like
beginning.
this?
Yep, and now you press play and see how that landed.
I used to think if we
Pretty
love
good.
each other.
See that? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Grab that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would turn on magic audio, then I would go remove pauses.
Filler words.
Yeah, click on it, and then there's a drop-down menu. So apply that.
Apply.
That's it.
Of their relationship, the beautiful parts, the complicated parts, and everything in between. I removed pauses and filler words, enhanced the audio, and deleted suggested takes so I had a clean version ready to post for the show. Once my trailer was recorded and edited, I was ready for the part that sounds a little scary if you've never done it before, distribution. This is where you take your podcast and send it to places like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and all of the other podcast apps. And this is usually the part where people start hearing words like RSS feed, podcast connect, directories, claiming your show, and suddenly everyone needs a snack and a nap and an online shopping break on Amazon. But inside Riverside, the whole process felt way more manageable because it was already inside the hosting section inside Riverside. So on the left side menu, I clicked hosting, and that's where I created the show. I added the podcast name, description, category, cover art, and all the basic show details that I copied from my show kit from Podcast Your Way. Then while I was still on the hosting page, I clicked new and add my trailer episode. You can either upload a file from your computer or check this out. You can choose a file you already created and edited from inside Riverside, and that's what I did. And that part was really nice because I didn't have to export the trailer, download it, and find it on my computer, and then uploaded it again somewhere else. I could just choose the file from inside Riverside and keep going. After that, I was ready to set up distribution to the podcast players. And I'm not going to make you watch every single second of this because once you understand the basic idea, the process is very repetitive. You connect the platform, claim the show, and use your RSS feed so the platform knows where your podcast lives. The good news is that you only have to do this setup once. So for Spotify, I clicked the plus button by the podcast cover and added Spotify. From there, Riverside sent me to Spotify for Creators, where I logged in and claimed the show there. If you don't already have a Spotify account, you may need to create one. And the main thing to know is that Spotify uses your RSS feed to find and verify your show. In Riverside, you can find your RSS feed in your account settings, or even easier, after I was clicking around, you can find your RSS by clicking the three dots next to your podcast and choosing copy RSS URL. Once I pasted that RSS link into Spotify for Creators, the show appeared on Spotify. It was live on Spotify, which is, it was pretty fast. Then I did a similar process with Apple Podcast. I connected Apple Podcast, went to Podcast Connect, chose the option to claim an existing show, logged into my account, and used the RSS feed from Riverside. Again, you do not have to do this every time you publish an episode. You just have to set this up once, and every time you upload a new episode, it will automatically go to the podcast players. Yes. And then for YouTube, I logged into my YouTube account, added the thumbnail, title, and description, and published the trailer there too. Oh! I used to think if we love each other hard enough, the rest would figure. That's pretty cool. Another thing that surprised me is that Riverside also created a website for my show. Oh, cool. This is so adorable. So now Hue and We has this little cute podcast page where people can subscribe and watch or listen from a browser. And at this point, the show was no longer just sitting inside Riverside. Hue and We had a home, it had a feed, it had a website, and it was connected to the podcast players. And the best part is that I got to do it all in one place. And that was the moment where I thought, okay, wait, we actually set up a whole brand new show. So that was the full process. I created the show concept, recorded the trailer, edited, set up the podcast in Riverside, connected the podcast players, published it to YouTube, and now Hue and We has its own little place on the internet. Not bad for a show that started as a random idea in my head. And if you're watching this thinking, okay, but I don't even have my podcast name, description, cover art, or first episode idea figured out yet, that is exactly why we built Podcast Your Way. You can use Podcast Your Way for free to help you shape your show idea, create your podcast assets, and get everything organized before you start setting things up in Riverside. And if you're ready to record, edit, and host your podcast with Riverside, you can go to pss.media/Riverside and use the code PSS at checkout to get 15% off any Riverside plan. And if you want to keep learning Riverside with us, don't stop here. We have a whole Riverside playlist on this channel where we walk you through different parts of the process, from recording to editing to building a podcast workflow that actually feels doable, to repurposing into vertical videos. I mean, all the things that you can do on Riverside. So I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe to your channel. Bye.